Oh, I just fucked up pretty badly. I had all this footage today, or, just a little bit, not too much, but at least like one full rant and a couple of check-ins, and I accidentally just deleted the entire fucking day because I was trying to delete the footage from yesterday. This is where I should just always delete the footage, like before I start filming the next day, I guess, because that I never want that to happen again. I guess the rant I was talking about earlier was all just to wrap up, because I did say some stuff that I want to I said all sorts of things in that I really want to make sure still makes the cut here. All I was talking about earlier in that rant was how I want to connect with people so badly, and how hard that feels nowadays. How I'm used to 90% of people that I message ghosting or just not responding, not even a follow-up response like, oh, I don't hear from them for a few days, and just like, oh, sorry, I meant to reply to, like, nothing. Like, you don't hear from people anymore. As far as, like, I'm so used to and conditioned to people not responding that it's shocking if people do. Am I crazy here? Like, am I losing my fucking mind? Why don't people just say shit straight up? Like, why don't people just fucking act direct? I was like saying how, like, a lot of times I'll ask women to hang out, and I feel like it, because of just how guys are, because I'm a guy, it's like how guys are in general. I'm always wanting it to be kind of just simple, and yet when I feel like when I ask women to grab coffee or just whatever, it's like it comes off, it inevitably comes off like I just want to fuck them, and it's like, that wouldn't be bad, but that's not the only reason I'm trying to hang out with people. Like, I feel like I'm just saying that I just want friends, and women, being friends with all sorts of women would be cool too, instead of just it being a bunch of dudes all the time, and that feels like that doesn't happen anymore. I don't think that women and men can ever be just friends, like exclusively just that, but I think that men and women need to be comfortable with hanging out in large groups of men and women, so that people don't feel weird about hanging out with the opposite sex and just mixed genders. I know that's where some friendship groups run into that run into those problems too, where they're like all banging each other, basically. I'm assuming, it's like some people never leave that high school or college lifestyle where everyone's like just fucking each other and no one says anything about it, or people try to be chill about it, but it's really like, that's like, I don't know how I'd feel about that, if I was like with 4 other dudes and 5 chicks and like everyone's just that, I don't know, but what I mean is what happened to people just being able to hang out and spend time with people. What ruined that is people cheating on each other and people being complete hedonists and ruining all of their marriages and their relationships. Like, people don't respect relationships the same way that they used to, I think. Not that people, haven't always been committing adultery. Of course they have. It's just always been a thing. But what I mean is, it's a shame that because the internet and social media kind of creates this, everyone kind of peacocking at each other vibe. Like, everyone's peacocking at each other daily, basically, as far as if people are posting, they're trying to, like, whether they're aware of it or not, like, everyone uses social media to appeal to people or the opposite sex, to find love, to find connections. Like, that's been a huge part of all sorts of relationships that I've had with people. But it's a shame how that changes just the way that people are friendly with each other. That's the issue, right? The fucking issue is not people being friendly, people being too friendly. Gets messy. People are just fucking are just perverts. But respecting, what I'm trying to say with all this is, you should still have that respect of each other, and have that, like, people should be able to be friendly, and that's kind of because of that fear of that, people cheating on each other, I think, is why a lot of people aren't, like, just friendly with all sorts of mixed genders of friends and stuff, mixed sexes. I find it really interesting, though. Like, I find it really fascinating as far as people don't want to admit that they definitely have, like, whether they're with somebody or not, people, like, have multiple crushes on, like, all sorts of people. Like, everybody that's married or in a relationship has, like, some small, like, not even crush, and it's not serious. It's like one of those things, like, it's like cute, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, like you know, someone who's married has been married, they're in a happy relationship, they're doing well, but they have like some sort of like subtle crush on their coworker or something. You know, that's something that people in healthy relationships are probably honest as fuck about too. You know what I mean? That's in a weird way a sign of a healthy relationship if someone can express their attraction to somebody else and their partner is able to trust like that they would and never actually pursue that or anything. But people are fucking jealous as fuck. I could be super jealous. I'm like never wanting to be in a relationship again, so I never have to feel jealous again. Because anytime I've ever been with someone like more serious, I obsessively think about every single person they fucked and like who are they attracted to, like the fear of getting cheated on makes me never want to be in a relationship again or ever get married. Not gonna lie. And the only way I would is if I can really trust that just would never happen. That one of us would have to die first. Like the only way I'm getting married is if, like, I know for a fact the only way out of it is through death. That one of us is dying. Otherwise, I don't think I would ever trust that somebody wouldn't do that, because there are all sorts of reasons why people cheat, right? This is interesting stuff. I guess this is why I wanted to talk about this again. Before I mainly was talking about like why are people not friendly, but maybe that's the biggest part of it as far as, and I'm talking about like with guys too, I guess. Like I don't know, like people in general, because of the way social media is, I think the interactions I have with females are always just going to stand out more. But with guys too, they're with other like, you know, male friends, I don't know, you know, how to approach that stuff either. I have plenty of guy friends, I think, too. That's like how most guys are. It's like we all have plenty of like bro time with a specific group already, that we don't need more of that. And because I'm not like sexually attracted to guys, you know, because I'm not gay, I don't have any, you know, there's not a whole lot of necessity to add more male friendships into my life in that way. I think the reason I would love to hang out with women more is to, like, I don't know, find some sort of way for my other male friends to maybe meet a potential love of their life too. I like the idea of being like the glue in people's lives that like brings people together and brings relationships together. You know, not meant to be in a relationship myself. I still want to be the kind of person through music or through making art or just having interactions with people, like socializing. Like I always want to be the glue for people, I think. And I hope that I am. I think I am with some people. Like I love that feeling of bringing people together and then they hang out and talk just outside of me. I'm not the kind of person like, oh, they're hanging out without me. I'm like, awesome. I brought people together and they don't need me to enjoy each other's company. That's a great feeling. I truly love, this is what I was saying earlier in that rant. This is how important that was to me though. So that was the only bit of footage that I was sad about losing. Everything else was like, oh, what am I eating today? Like, and I'll tell you right now, I was eating some chicken and broccoli before. Simple. Had a conversation with my buddy Doug, who, you know, I work on my music videos with and shit. That was it. That was all the time. I cleaned. You basically got to see me all clean shaven and not looking, you know, grungy as fuck in the beginning. I got to edit the vlog from yesterday still. And that's all you missed, basically. But now I'm going off track here. Now I'm getting lost in the sauce. Oh no, I smoked weed. Oh, y'all missed me being not high though too. I'll have to do another one tomorrow maybe where I don't smoke for a while, because I think when I was doing my rant before it was a little more well said. It was probably sounding a lot better than I am now. What was I just talking about before that? Before I derailed? Oh yeah, I you know, was talking earlier about how I want just all sorts of connections with people, and I want, you know, even though I'm such an antisocial person, I'm not even antisocial. I just am such a solo, lone wolf, independent kind of person, because I can trust that I will be there for me, or that I will, you know, I can trust myself to be there for me more than most people ever, you know. But I want to, I guess, have more relationships and more friendships, just period, just in general. And that feels difficult nowadays, or it feels weird. Like socializing is kind of, is kind of weird. And I think a big part of it is that everyone's social battery is just running on empty all the time. I think all of us get way too much connecting to the world and each other. Like when you're on the internet daily or when you're on here all the time, you watching this right now, you're like connecting with me, or you're feeling like you want to feel like you're spending time with me in some way, right? You're like as if you're here just in my home hanging out with me. If you watch these, you probably wouldn't want to hang out with me in person because you're getting such a large dose of me right now as I talk for like fucking 15 or 20 minutes straight. I think because like everyone gets too much like people time by watching random videos on the internet, doom scrolling, everything, even though AI is really replacing a lot of things, there's still like a shitload of people doing stuff on the internet and adding to it. It's just it's a lot more of all of it. That's what I hate about AI is we're already inundated with like ads and a bunch of bullshit that we don't want to see because it's taking up space from the things that we do want to see. That's one aspect of it, right? That's ads are still like man-made, but then we have AI added to that. It's just the problem with AI is it's going to add way too much to what is already way too much on the internet. There's too much shit on here. So I genuinely think people, are not as friendly as they could be or not necessarily wanting to hang out. Like, I get this because I feel this way a lot of times too. It's like we are always having people time all the time. I'm about to edit this vlog and it's like I'm going to basically relive the shit that I did yesterday and watch all that stuff again. And it'll be cool because you forget, you can't keep track. Your brain will never be able to remember every little thing, but I get so much of a dose of socializing through all of this stuff that even I'm like, I feel super worn out or as much as I'm saying, I want more in-person connections is what I should say. We don't need connections. I have like, around 100 people that see my story every single fucking time I go on Instagram. Like, maybe more than that sometimes. 200 or 300 people sometimes watch my story. And I'm like, I don't fucking know any of these people. We don't hang out in person. Who the fuck are they? Like, I unfriended and unfollowed a bunch of people recently on Instagram and Facebook because I am so sick of keeping these connections with people that I've literally not seen in person in 15 years or so. Maybe longer. Like, I don't see these people in real life. Why the fuck am I keeping in touch with them online or actively like paying attention? It's like we never had to have like high school reunions basically as long as I've been alive. And for people my age, I'm 33. It's like by the time I was graduating high school, it was already like Facebook was like popping off. Everything was already a thing. And I've seen what everybody's lives have been like since then, as far as people that are sharing and showing that stuff on there. And there are a lot of people that like, I have no idea what the fuck they've done since I saw them in high school or what their lives have been like. But it makes sense. I think that's really what I notice with a lot of it is people's social batteries are always like on E, essentially. It's always on E, and you're getting a little bit of a recharge, but not enough, because even when you're by yourself, you're probably scrolling through the internet or watching other people on the internet and constantly connecting with others, constantly looking at people, constantly connecting with humans, constantly looking at their shit. And it's like, no wonder people don't feel like it's this, and it's not a good substitute. Like watching me on your YouTube right now and watching other people online is not a healthy substitute for in-person interactions, but it's, for most people, especially people that are real like introverted or just have like, they're socially inept, they're socially like all fucked up, it is like perfect for them because they don't have to deal with the awkwardness of real life and reality, like existing in real time with somebody. That's absolutely fucking nuts. And even that's like kind of like you can stream and do that, but you're not, if you're a streamer, even if you're doing 24 hours, 7 days a week streams, people are still not there with you. There's something so lovely about in person. As far as women, I didn't mean for the beginning of this to seem like, oh, I'm talking down to women. Like, they have every right. Like, women, like, guys are fucking awful and really annoying and creepy and scary and are like just have a lot of negativity that surrounds guys, straight male, heterosexual males like myself. There's a lot of bad shit, and unfortunately, all the evil people, all the evil men in the world have ruined, like, the way that people, especially like the way that women look at us right now. But, especially like the way that women look at us right now. But, I don't know. It's just, it's, it's not a good substitute. Like watching me on your YouTube right now and watching other people online is not a healthy substitute for in-person interactions. It's always on E, essentially. It's always on E, and you're getting a little bit of a recharge. And even that's like kind of like you can stream and do that, but you're not, if you're a streamer, even if you're doing 24 hours, 7 days a week streams, people are still not there with you. There's something so lovely about in person. So I don't, I'm not saying I'm not surprised if they're not like, yeah, sure, stranger, let's go and hang out at a bar or whatever. I'm not surprised that they're like that. That they're cautious. It makes sense, like, obviously, but it's to a point where, like, I wonder if I think the tragic thing about a lot of this stuff, as far as people feeling like mixed genders, men and women, specifically, yes, heterosexual men and women, the biggest issue with what the online world or what smartphones or whatever all this modern tech has done to people is it has skewed the way that men and women interact together. And that's just sad. It's sad because, again, like I was saying, like, men and women have to have like healthy opposite sex relationships. They have to have, they have to be comfortable with just hanging out with all sorts of different people of different races. People in general should be comfortable with hanging out with any race of person, any sexual preference. Like, who cares if you're gay or if you're trans? Like, people should just try to be more understanding and be more comfortable with being in these diverse types of groups. And it feels like that's just not really a thing anymore. It feels like people have become only more divided into their like specific demographics or their specific like groups of people. And the only way that people ever meet nowadays is through like, I assume through like people work at, meeting in workplaces or doing any sort of extracurricular activities, but not like spur of the moment. I guess what I wish was more of a thing was like more spur of the moment stuff. Feels like everything's a job interview now. Dating already felt like a job interview, I'm sure, but now it feels like even more so, because like I've taken down a lot of stuff that I've posted online just because I feel like it was hurting my dating life. It was hurting like my chances of getting laid, probably. No, women are naturally drawn to stoic men, very opposite of myself because of the mystery that they are, and then once they get to know them and see how just boring and emotionless they are, that's where they get upset. You can't really have, you either get someone like me who's passionate and expressive and talkative and outward, or someone just completely like void of any humanity on the inside. Those are the two different types of guys, I think, in the world. Which is why being an artist is great, is because I feel like I can be expressive through that, and I'm not like a typical like guy that's just like chill and just fucking quiet. I'm not like that at all. But being an artist allows me to kind of be expressive, and people want to see that, and people like it, Music, you can be so vulnerable and be very emotional, and it's better for that. So because I'm an emotional, expressive person, I have to like channel it into those things just to feel like it has a place, or that it has a purpose, or whatever. But it's a shame that just people take all of this stuff so seriously. I don't understand it. I don't understand why we take all of this so seriously at all. I want to start doing these vlogs because it feels easier to kind of talk about all this stuff in the moment and not... It feels like I can, talk about all sorts of different topics without it, being boxed into one thing. When I was uploading videos just every day about like my opinions, just whatever, my thoughts on things, it felt like the fact that it was in front of a computer, the fact that I was kind of stuck in one setting, and like I felt very boxed in by staying at the desktop here, and the fact that the video was about a certain topic, I felt like I couldn't branch off to different ideas and just kind of let it flow, let what I'm trying to say, find its footing in that way, because I would force myself to stay on topic or whatever. But I don't know, maybe this is like what I'm better at, is just kind of I feel more confident doing this, just kind of talking in general on camera, not about anything in particular, and not thinking about what I'm saying. I guess that's where I'm really enjoying this for that reason. But yeah, so to wrap up that whole thought though, yeah, it's a shame that maybe it's just me that maybe it's like, oh, I'm just not a part of these groups of friends that friendship circles or whatever, where people are like have a whole ratio of men and women. I don't see it though. Like I go on social media, I see people's stories. It's either girls' night out or dudes hanging with their bros or spouses. That's it. There's no, like, people don't have mixed genders of friends. That seems to be more of a common thing at one point, and now it's not at all. People are just jaded with dating others, and they take all that stuff very seriously, like love and romance and building a life with somebody. And I don't know. It seems like everything else is like a threat to that. I guess that's what I'm trying to get to. It feels like everyone's threatened by everything. People not communicating or not being, like, honest with each other. That's the problem. Is I feel like such a direct, honest, will say whatever I feel in my heart kind of person, and that doesn't feel like wanted or reciprocated with anybody. And maybe that's why I held on to people that I ended I had ended a relationship like a year and a half ago, and ended a friendship around the same time. And I've had a lot of people that I've had to, like, let go, and I think I kept them in my life, though I was really into, like, I really appreciated it, their honesty, for better or worse. They were almost too honest, so they were kind of too real. Sometimes so like, there's no middle ground for that. It feels like people are either real flaky and bullshit fake wearing a mask, or, with me especially, because people for whatever reason love to dump all their shit on me, because they the problem with being it's not a problem, it's just that's a side effect if people are comfortable with you. It's a crazy thing when people are comfortable with you and they trust you, and they will just kind of show you everything right away. And I don't know why, I've just been that kind of person usually, where people feel comfortable to tell me those things. But the side effect of that is you will get a lot of too much of that honesty, or too much of that those uncomfortable truths from the person. But that goes a long way for me. That's all I'm trying to say, is when people are straightforward, or when people are so honest. I love and respect women that straight up tell me, like, yeah, no, I'm talking to somebody, sorry, like, or they're straight up like, oh, I'm not interested in you like that, or I don't see you that way. Like, you can reject people in a classy and in a soft way, and is what I mean. You can be like, you can at least, like, show people that much respect that you can be honest about your feelings with them. That alone is asking too much of people nowadays, to share their honest feelings about anything ever, outside of when they do it on a screen and when they do it on the internet. That's kind of wild. Like, I have no problem speaking my mind, not with everything. Like, I overdo it and will reveal too much and be too, like, what I just said is that too much of that realness, too much of that honesty. I end up doing that same thing too, and I don't like to do that. Like, I don't want to do that too much. Not as much as I was, at least. I used to be just any intrusive thought, anything I felt and thought ever was just said it immediately. And now I'm like, no, I gotta know how to say something. I gotta be better with wording things. I gotta get better at expressing what I really feel, and not some, ego-driven substitute version of it. I don't want to, like, let my ego stop me from even being honest when I would rather not be. I'm talking about all sorts of things right now, obviously, and I should stop this because it's probably killing the battery right now. But I think it's very important for people to be honest with each other. I think men and women should be able to have mixed friendship groups of men and women without people, thinking with their fucking private parts constantly. People are just such fucking, like, we are put here on this earth. We are literally born to fuck and procreate and die. Like, that's it. That it's like such a driving factor. But we're smart enough. We're past that point of acting like fucking animals, people. Like, you can control your urges. You can control your perversions. You can. And here's the thing is, if you do have more control over that, then you're going to unleash it in a way that feels more so from it'll feel like it has purpose, as opposed to it just being some sort of impulse. Like, I want to live my life and have intention and purpose in almost everything that I do nowadays, instead of acting impulsively. And that's what confuses me is, people could have these mixed groups of friends if they weren't so impulsive and they weren't, fucked up all the time. Here's the thing is, people hang out and then they get drunk and then shit happens like that. If you didn't drink or if you didn't do drugs, you wouldn't be, succumbing to your impulses that much. Am I making sense here? I hate how much that stuff, like how people being attracted to each other, I hate how much that fucks with people's, just being able to be chill with each other and being able to just not hang out with each other. I mean, be chill, normal and neutral, and just be, relaxed. I don't understand why, I'm surprised people aren't more mindful of, those feelings or aware of that stuff. And maybe they are. I don't know. Maybe there's a whole bunch of shit happening outside of my home, obviously. But I don't know. I see a lot of loneliness. I see a lot of people, completely... I see a lot of sadness, and I see a lot of people only having these interactions online, and it's just sad. I need touch personally. I need to touch and see people in person and hug them and give them that energy, that love. I want to give people that love and that I am here for you kind of energy. And I just feel like a lot of things are getting in the way of that. I want, my life is finite is the thing. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna fucking die. I'm gonna fucking die someday. So I need to enjoy this life right now as much as I can. That's the logical approach. Why wouldn't I want as many friends, as many lovers, as much of life as I can live before I die? Why do I not do? I don't have money, first off, but I'm in debt and I gotta pay off some bills and shit, but I, feel like I'm starving for that. I'm starving for this. I want a large group of people that I can trust, and large group of friends, and a large group of people that I can potentially bring together or just have connections with. And I don't know if that's going to happen in my lifetime. It's possible all of this will just be a sad dystopian society that we've all been talking about. It's possible. So what if this only gets worse? What if people are so freaked out at in-person human contact that it becomes something as ancient as something ancient? I don't know. What if it becomes a pastime, hanging out in person? That's fucking crazy. That's fucking insane. What the fuck is wrong with all of you? If you want to hang out, if you ever want to do anything and you know me in person, you know me in real life, not just some random person on the fucking reach out. Let's hang out. Let's grab food or coffee or beers or whatever. Let's fucking do something together. Let's do something, please. That would be fun. That would be really fun. I'm having fun already, but it would be more fun with you, probably. Please reach out to me or to anybody. Reach out to other... put the effort in more. Put the effort in more. Come on. The fuck? Are people not even trying? Or they're scared? They're too scared to try. They're too scared to take risks. Fuck that. Fuck that. Take the risks. Take the fucking... take, shoot your shot, as people say, or take the plunge and go for it. I gotta do that more. I gotta go for it more, but, life is crazy, obviously. Right now, life and society are crazy. There's a war. Am I right in this? Is my understanding that there are 2 wars? There are 2. Now, what is your job? I referenced that in the last rant, so I had to, throw that in there again. If you know that reference, you're my favorite person in the world. Yeah, people need to. That's all I'm getting at with this, right? Is people have to connect more, or people should at least try to connect more. And I hope that AI ruins the internet to a point where people are not wanting to use it at all, and they only want to. We got to go back to 90s where there was enough technology. The reason why 90s were perfect is because there was enough technology to make things easier, but not. We weren't dependent. People weren't depending on it. Now, I still want to depend on my GPS and certain things that I can never go back without. Like, I would never want to use a map nowadays compared to that. But most things, when it comes to our social interactions and all these things through the internet, like, this has to stop. Like, it has to not be 100% of our interactions with each other. That's fucking insane. That's absolutely fucking insane. So yeah, I'm gonna go to studio in a little bit here. It's Wednesday, April 29th. You know what's fucked up is when I deleted the footage, it even said April 29th, and my heart dropped because I was like, I hit delete, and I was like, wait, isn't that today's date? But yeah, April 29th, 2026. So this would be the bulk of the vlog for today because I have a second to chat with all of you. I have a second to not be at work and when I'm with the guys, I'm not just going to be like antisocial with them at work and not talk to them. Like I'm not going to make videos of me ranting at the camera while I'm hanging out with them and can hang out. You know, see, so that's the thing. That's what I'm saying is, like, I'm not going to prioritize this or the internet or technology. Like, that will never take priority over the people in my life or like having moments with others. I really wish that like phones weren't such a distraction. I hate that phones are a distraction with people's real life interactions too. It's really ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous is all. But I'm the most rebellious thing. I'm a naturally rebellious person. I don't like authority, but the most rebellious thing I can do is to actually honestly like use social media as much as I feel like it and not depend on it to be my only source of that stuff. Because see, I like people enough to deal with the bullshit that is social media as long as it means I can still have these connections with them and send them messages and all that stuff. That's this like double-edged sword of this shit, or not double-edged, but this like damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of situation with social media is like, regardless, it feels like it's kind of necessary or whatever just to have any connections at all. But I am willing to put up with the bullshit that these platforms are to have potential friendships with others. But that's my 2 cents for the day. I think that people should be more, not even friendly, but just be more like have some fucking respect for your fellow man or woman. All right, yeah, I guess I've said enough. I'm on my way out to the studio, but one of the little strays just walked right up to me. I'm gonna give him more chicken. I don't have any more, I'm sorry. No. More soon. A few days, maybe. You're so cute. I'm gonna go now, okay? I would have recorded this sooner, but I had to replace the battery in the camera. Someone walked in front of me again as I was pulling on the highway a little bit ago, and I know I came off like an asshole probably in yesterday's vlog as I was driving, like criticizing the pedestrian that just walked in front of me. Of course, they always have the right of way, but in Florida, people just do whatever they want, honestly. And I'm shocked at how many times people just walk right in front of me as I'm going. Like, it's not like they're going as I'm coming to a stop or coming out of a red light. Like, they're just like, people are going and they just kind of, you know, walk out in the middle of the road. I have no idea why they fucking do that. But the guy just now, I'm like driving and he walks in front, he just basically went diagonal instead of going across, and he was just walking like the middle of like where I'm turning, and I'm like, what the fuck? And you know, I'm honking my horn at him, and he's just like you know, giving it back to me, saying like, oh, well, go, and I don't know, I just find it fucking insane how many people are fucking idiots, and then they criticize you. It's insane. People in Florida just walk in the middle of the street, though. It's fucking it's insane as far as like, that's what makes this area annoying. People just doing whatever the fuck they want. I hate it. Alright, we're here. What's this project been like for you personally, man?
Pretty good. Pretty easy project, all things considered. Lots of range on this record. Songs are got some nice soft folk acoustic songs and got some dance songs. So a little bit of everything.
We're gonna get into what we're doing, but I highly recommend Shade Tree Studio. You guys are wonderful. I love working with JP. and this has been nothing but a pleasant experience. He really knows what he's doing. He's a pro. Oh man, it is 2:21 a.m. Holy shit. Oh fuck. Whoa, nope. I am on my way to get some food right now because we are doing a super late session. I thought it was gonna be a quick one, or I thought we were just gonna, you know, be touching up a couple things, but JP wants to go till pretty late tonight and just get it all done. So I'm all about it, but I'm fucking hungry. We've been drinking some beers and I really need some food in me. So I'm on my way to McDonald's right now. We're gonna keep going. This can go 4 or 5 in the morning. This is what the lifestyle is like. I'm literally driving to McDonald's to get something to eat so that I can keep going even later. I'm actually right next to a Checkers right now, but I'm willing to go further out of the way to not eat Checkers because I don't trust like that. Yeah. I don't know how much else I will be recording later, honestly, because I'm probably just gonna be busy with this, the rest of this tonight. So this might be it. That might be it for today. If it is, thank you all for watching this. But yeah, I'm so excited about this album coming out. I guess I'll just get my thoughts on that, right? I'm so excited about like where these songs are, and I think they sound way better than I ever could have imagined, and I'm just so fucking happy with how everything's turning out, and it feels like a real group effort. I have like not only JP involved as a co-producer, but just like all sorts of someone on drums, and just a close friend of mine like singing backup vocals. Like they're just, there's a nice group dynamic going on with this, and it just feels good to have an album that I'm really proud of. So yeah, I can't wait to share it all with you guys, or talk about it more, I guess, on here maybe. And I'm really excited for whatever happens with that, with this project, because it's feeling really good so far. But I'm gonna leave you all here, and we'll check back in with you tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching. For you with Astro Coast and everything, what do you think is? I'm just curious. What do you think is?
I'm not doing an interview with that, man.